If you know me, then you know I study hospitality like it's a science. What I've been noticing over the last year or so has been an influx of consulting type of information being shared from folks in the industry that I guess have some sort of clout or credit, but the videos that they share are usually of them speaking to what I can only assume is a restaurant staff that they've been hired by to train. Now, what blows my mind is the sheer number of inconsistencies and hypocrisies when it comes to like the philosophies of the lessons they're trying to share. One guy was talking about how manager table touches are weird, and while I agree, they're only weird if they're done without intention. Okay, so the things that I've been noticing these guys are saying has basically been, let's see if I can think of an example. Let the embarrassing cringe moment begin. Nothing ever makes public filming, nothing ever makes it less awkward. But hey, make myself uncomfortable to go ahead and level up. Okay, so basically what I was saying about the consultants and their content, they were talking about how manager table touches can be awkward and weird when a manager is simply told their job is to touch the table. So they have a task list to achieve, and they don't necessarily know why that task list is there, so they just do it. The guy comes up, and the description that he used when explaining this example, it tripped me out because he started talking about not knowing why it was being done and where that value, where it comes from, where it lies. And so as he's dictating this to a room of servers that may know it, may not know it, the irony is he was never asking questions. And maybe he does at the end, but he made a point to mention that when a manager is doing a table touch, the purpose is for the venue and the operations to kind of learn how they're able to elevate the guest experience with useful information or, knowledge of why they're there, if they're celebrating, all sorts of things. But that table touch is done with the intention to provide a better experience for the guest overall. What does that do? That builds business long term, right? That kind of thoughtfulness is noticeable. But when managers just touch the table and say hi, it gets awkward, and that's what the guy was talking about. The funny part to me, though, is that he did the exact thing in that talk. He simply directed or dictated to these people. This is weird. When it's done with intention, it's not. Now, alone, that video is not bad. It's my my overthinking and hyperfixation on the real message of what people are trying to express that makes me break it apart even more. Because, in my opinion, if somebody is going to be preaching philosophies, and I would know, I do it all the time, then it is entirely critical to distill everything that we are trying to pass on as far as knowledge goes to where anybody can ask questions about it from their own lived experience, and you're able to go ahead and tailor the answer to the person specifically, which, let's be real, is what we should be doing at every table. So I think that it's important for people to understand that hospitality is a feeling. It's not necessarily an action. What does that mean? That means, technically, anything that we do for a guest, against a guest, whatever, can become hospitality. Just because you greet them in under 2 minutes, just because you mark the table or, clear the plates or whatever the fuck SOP step you're on. That's not hospitality. That's service, Hospitality is ethereal. It's one of the hardest things I've seen people try to explain. And I think it's because we're now trying to go ahead and define something that's significantly bigger than what language is able to express. But that also allows me to kind of segue into what I believe is an underutilized strategy, I guess. The way we say things fucking matters. Okay. The way we say things matters. Now, I am very meticulous about my words that I use because I don't like there to be any confusion about the message. It also allows me to not dwell on the things that I've said to people because I know that I've done it with care and constructive positivity, even though it may be harsh to hear. I know that what I tell people and remind them of is not done maliciously. I mean, let's be real. For every piece of content where I'm preaching like this or talking to the camera, offering a solution. It's because right before I started filming, there was something that I saw or came across that, well, just it was a piss poor example of how things can be done. It's entirely too easy to just bitch about things. Anybody can notice problems. That's cool. Awesome, you're so talented. It's the ones that see the opportunities within the pain. It's those people that are the influential in reality. The internet is fake. Social media is not real. The things people post are performative. That's how I view things. And because of that, it protects me from putting too much stock in what's displayed. This is embarrassing. To film in public like I'm an IRL streamer. Duh, I have been. It's just now, bro, I'm locking in. I am locking in on me. Fucking tired of this shit where everybody else is getting more, I guess, authority in this industry when I can tell it's not deserved. They don't study it like I do. They're all, I don't know.